know that for themselves. I'm not gonna walk around. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay. My truth is gonna remain. I'm gonna stay solid in what I'm saying. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna continue to say what I've said, whether it be your pattern or somebody else's, and then I'm gonna move the fuck around.
Oh, I know how you are. I
Yeah,
spoke on the shit that I didn't like. I didn't
I
like that.
understand that.
So,
I
you know,
get your sentiments on that.
yeah, I'm gonna always say something because I mean, my thing is this. Like, I would be remiss to not say anything. I can speak on everything else, but I can't speak to the fact that I'm watching somebody playing in somebody's face. I could not like them, like them. It doesn't matter. I can be, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I wasn't sure about. So
Yeah. So
that's
it
why I
has
was
nothing to
confused when
do
it was
with.
told to me. I'm like, wait a minute, like, is it because let's think about it, like, and this is how I broke it down when I just because I don't know exactly everything that was said. That's why I said I don't know if it's true, and if I wanted you to come over here because I just didn't know if it was true. So I only said a little bit. I don't know what all was said.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That was my sentiments. I don't like that. I don't like the fact. I even said some stuff about Bella and Blaze and other
I don't
people.
have the clip, y'all. I didn't. I was. I don't.
So
I didn't hear it at all. Go ahead.
so yeah. So I just felt like motherfuckers is playing in your face. That was the basis of my sentiments, and I'm very vocal about that. Right, whether it could be on the back end or front end, I'm gonna be vocal. If I feel some type of way, I'll say that. If I see it, if I peep it, I say it. Right, and you know that. I don't have to say nothing else about that. As soon as I peep it, as soon as I feel it, I'm gonna say something.
And
So
I can understand that. Yeah.
And so once I'm watching, it has nothing to do with me liking or disliking a person. It's just me watching, like, you have a conversation. This person is being genuine and trying to have a conversation with you, and you're not, and the person is being disingenuous, right? And one thing that I'll have to give you credit on, T, is that no matter who the fuck the person is, at least you're genuine in trying to understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
You're not just so quick to try to spin a narrative or to try to flip it just so that you can defend yourself about some shit that has nothing to do with the actual conversation or topic. And that's some of the things that those people like to do. They'll make something into something else so that they can then backtrack to something that happened with them and make it a them thing, center them. And it's like, this conversation has nothing to do with you. But for some way, somehow, you making it about you so that you could try to clock somebody else, so that you can try to hold someone else accountable when you can't hold yourself accountable for a fuck thing. And that shit blew me. So
I can understand that.
as me streaming it, I was sitting in $2 live. I'm streaming it. This shit pissed me off. So I said something.
Okay, I could definitely, Rose, I could definitely understand that. And just know, I'm a big girl. um, and I could pretty much hold my own. And at some points, I think AJ was doing that one thing, but I think that everybody got their one thing that they do. My intentions going up there was to clear my name as I've been doing this whole time, not to go back. Like, I don't want to, if I'm trying to clear, especially in nobody else's house, Rose, I don't want to go to your house telling you what you do, because your people are going to say I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tripping, she don't. So I'm going to stay on I'm going to do what I came here to do. I'm going to say what I came here to say. And then if I feel like I'm not being heard or whatever, I'll go home. Because at home, I can clearly control my own, you know what I'm saying? I can control my own narrative just like we all can, right? When we're home, we can explain ourselves without a person twist or whatever. So if I feel like it gets to that point where I can't be able to genuinely have a dialogue with you, I'll drop and go home. I'll drop and go home, because I'll try it, and if I felt like that after a while, I would have dropped. And that's just what I would have done, because I've learned you can't go to nobody else's house and fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, all we gonna do is we gonna cuss at each other, we gonna call each other names, we gonna talk about each other looks, and it don't even make sense for me to do so. So I'm not doing that. I'm not
So
going to nobody else doing that.
I'll say it wasn't like a whole 30-minute rant or nothing. I was just like, all I said was, she playing the T face. Like, man, T don't got to sit up in that panel. She could say her own shit, and she'll
Yeah.
get all them views her damn self. She could, if she wanted to, she could really snatch the views if she wanted to. That was my sentiments.
Yeah,
That was
no.
what I was saying.
Yeah, I didn't like I've seen AJ play in my face. I think this time she was, and this is my opinion, and I could be so fucking wrong because I wasn't there for a kumbaya or whatever. I think that this time, I do think we've all been in a hot seat, right? We've all been in a part where it was our turn. And there has been times where it's like, okay, it's our turn now. Everybody at us. So it's like, we trying to get our mojo back, and we trying to, whatever way we do that, whether we, sometimes we may somebody land in our lap or something like that, and now it's our time to how we go about it. And I feel like that was her opportunity to just try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, look, we maybe got, and she still, AJ is AJ. So, you know, everybody got their own thing that they do. So I didn't take what her doing her little one thing personally, because that's what she do with everybody. So for me, it was just like, that's just AJ. It's like AJ is AJ. Just like everybody feel like I got my little one thing. I'm me. So I didn't look at it as she was playing in my face. I felt like AJ was being AJ. And that's just how I felt, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just me. Like, and I get how other people can feel like sometimes I could get where you're coming from. I understand exactly where you're coming from. For me, if I didn't want to go up there, I wouldn't have. You know, if I felt like somebody was trying to, like, she allowed me to speak. She didn't overtalk me. She did do the little manipulate thing with Evans, and she was like, so you telling me. So, but that didn't bother me because I know who I am, and I know what Evans meant when he said the thing or whatever. So I just stayed on course. Do that make sense? My goal was just to stay on course and not to be knocked off course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I ain't tripping. I just stated my claim and saw.
I get that.
From the word on the curb, and I just kept it pushing. I don't know why they made it something more deeper than it was.
Yeah, they were saying like it was way worse than
at all.
So that's why I said I'd rather, because I didn't hear it, so I didn't get a chance like to hear.
They said I
what
said
you
something
actually
way
said.
worse than that.
Well, they were basically saying that you did not like that I was over there. You felt that I was hanging out over there. What else was it? You felt like I was hanging out over there with AJ. You said AJ was playing in my face, but it wasn't like I was. It was kind of like you felt like I was kicking it over there, like just kicking the shit, kicking the bobos.
No, those papers were about Blaze.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then it was like something was said like T, she go in the panel, but like Bella just go with Blaze, but T over there, and I was just like, I'll just talk to Rose myself because I didn't hear it, and we have a relationship where
So my statements were Blaze and Bella don't need to get comfortable sitting in people's panels. If they're exclusive, let's stay exclusive. They have rebranded themselves and have gotten to a point where the exclusive content that you get from them clocking whatever they choose to clock when they host their shows is something that people look forward to. If they're hearing you clock the shit in everybody's fucking panel, it no longer becomes exclusive. It no longer becomes something that people look forward to. So they need to stop getting comfortable and sitting in people's panels.
I can understand that part.
Yeah, that's what I said. So I said niggas is sitting in panels for too long and they getting too comfortable because they feeling like, okay, you know, a person accepts me. Don't ever feel like, oh well, they finally accept me, so I'm just sitting here. No, stay your ass to the comments like y'all been doing and stay the fuck exclusive.
Can you agree that there are times like what happened yesterday where it's like everybody was part of something? You know what I'm saying? And it's not so much as hanging it, like just in there, like.
No, I'm not saying that y'all were hanging, but I'm saying
and there are moments that make it happen.
Yes,
okay,
but also here's the sentiments though, right? We've already learned from our mistakes. We already know what kind of beast that we're dealing with. At the end of the day, everybody has their own platform. Every last one of you has a platform. Y'all have some type of influence. Y'all have support. Y'all have followers. If motherfuckers want to come hear you, they're going to come to your live and hear you. You don't need to go to them because you think the views is in there. Hell no. As soon as you hit the live button and you start talking, the very same people who live you're going into are going to stream you because you are, in fact, the content. So take your ass into your shit and you have the conversation. You clear up what you want to clear up in your shit because all them niggas doing is streaming anyway. That's it.
I agree with that to a extent. And the only reason why it's to an extent is because when I do open up my space and I am speaking, those people they will come up in my panel, right? If they're being addressed, if they're being talked about, if my opinion is on them, those people have an open space to come here and they're able to come up. So being that I create that space for people to be able to come up, I don't feel like it's anything wrong with if I need to go up. Same thing with Bella's Court. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with any platform that I feel like people have been able to say, okay, you know, like I'm gonna come up or whatever. I don't feel like it's anything wrong, depending on what their end goal. Because some people are just set to misunderstand you. They are there to just attack you. I will when I feel like that. Oh no, I could do this in my own house. But if a person is just trying to get an answer, they weren't there. Like Imp. Imp is one of the people, like, she recapping or whatever, and she be like, what happened? Instead of her having to, you got 50 million people in the comments telling different shit. Let me go up and just tell you Imp what happened real quick.
Did you already put the
I don't
cream
feel
on
like there's
there
anything
for
wrong with
today?
that. Not tonight. I didn't. It's in my room.
They said do it
I
today.
mean, you're entitled to feel how you feel. That's your sentiments. Those are just my opinions and the things that I see. Everybody sees things for their point of inspection. So, and once everybody sees their things from a point of perspective, it is what it is, child.
Yeah, I respect your opinion. I definitely, but I just want to make sure we talk, because we have a dynamic where we could talk, where we can have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand and respect your opinion. I'm not going to argue with that, because you are outside looking in and your perspective is always going to be different. And I always respect your opinion because you always have a different way of looking at shit.
Mom, we're up.
Hold on. Just give me a second, okay?
But yeah, I don't. It's not. I hate that they brought it to you in such a fashion to make it to make it seem like I'm talking shit about you, because that ain't the case at all. And whatever it is that I felt, I'm sure they would have had the clip of me. If I'm talking Cash Money shit about you, Ty, I'm very well.
It wasn't that
sure.
kind of bone. It was just like real quick skimming, like through what happened or whatever. So it wasn't like that bad. It was just their perspective of how they saw things. And I didn't ask for no clip or nothing. It was just a conversation. So it really didn't bother me too much. But when we were all talking, it came up. I was like, oh, by the way, like, so it came up. I was like, well, let me get Rose in here. Let me ask her. So, because if you felt that way, it's other people that also felt that way too.
Oh, for sure.
So
It's
it's like,
a lot of people that feel like that.
let's just have a conversation about it, because I'm sure other people felt the same way you felt.
Yeah, and my thing is, I'm gonna say the thing that's the most controversial. I'm gonna say the thing that people thinking, and so even with that conversation, I know sometimes it's very difficult to have that conversation because you don't want to come off as like a hater or you trying to pick and choose sides or so on and so forth. But the reality is, if I see it, I could be wrong. But I'd rather say it out loud and then we can have a conversation about it, because it turned into a pretty decent conversation about how we handle our platforms and so on and so forth. It's just, and then it turned into a deeper conversation about the reason for why these things are happening the way that it's happening. Mm-hmm. So that was the basis of it. Like, why is this happening? Why is it the thing? And respectfully, my opinion on it was, I feel like it's centering coming at you. Like the attack is on you. That's how I feel.
You think
That's
so?
how I feel. Yes, I feel like the attack is on you because it doesn't make sense. The people who are being put into the equation, it doesn't make sense. They cancel themselves out from how I'm looking at it.
Which
Everything
ones?
cancels itself out. Bro Code cancels themselves out. Diamond cancels herself out. And
I
then
know. She doesn't.
So the reason, I'm telling you how I feel.
I'll explain to you why that's inaccurate.
So the reason for why I feel like they're canceling themselves out in regards to messy talk and not just